what farming could mean, where do you start? You start with a company that builds a box. And in practice, this box, they probably dress it up to look like a life-changing, world-altering protocol that's going to replace all the big banks in 38 days or whatever. Maybe for now, actually ignore what it does or pretend it does literally nothing. It's just a box.
All right, step one, we're already getting some red flags here. Pretend you're life-changing and actually do nothing. Okay, what's step two, Sam?
And then this protocol issues a token. We'll call it whatever, X token. And X token promises that anything cool that happens because of this box is going to ultimately be usable by, governance vote of holders of the X tokens. They can vote on what to do with any proceeds or other cool things that happen from this box. And of course, so far we haven't exactly given a compelling reason for why there ever would be any proceeds from this box. But I don't know, maybe there will be. So that's sort of where you start. And now what happens? Well, X token has some market cap, right? It's probably not zero. Let's say it's, $20 million market cap.
Okay, step two, make a $20 million market cap from nothing. No big deal, guys. It's crypto. Now, the interviewer, this guy, Matt Levine, sort of picks up on the insanity of this. He's like this serious investment banker guy, you have to imagine. And he's like, look, no, it can't be worth nothing. You can't do this. And Sam Bankman-Fried's like, the hell, I can't.
From first.
Yeah, I really don't understand how anybody in their right mind has fallen or falls for cryptocurrency. Because if there's no real goods or services that back such a currency, it's meaningless and worthless. And I'm not even an economist. I just play one. No, I don't even play an economist. I play a psychologist and a psychiatrist on YouTube. But let us press on.
Principles, it should be zero, but okay.
Sure. Okay. I
on the insanity of this. He's like this serious investment banker guy, you have to imagine. And he's like, look, no, it can't be worth nothing. You can't do this. And Sam Bankman-Fried's like, the hell, I can't.
From first principles, it should be zero, but okay.
Sure. Okay. I completely reasonable comment.
That's not quite true, but when you describe it in this totally cynical way, it sounds like it should be zero, but go on.
Describe it this way. You might think, for instance, that in 5 minutes with an internet connection, you could create such a box and such a token, and that it should reflect it should be worth $180 or something market cap for that, that effort that you put into it. In the world that we're in, if you do this, everyone's going to be like, ooh, box token. Maybe it's cool. If you buy a box token, that's going to appear on Twitter and it'll have a $20 million market cap.
All right. Red flag 3. My man just said, maybe in your world, a box that does nothing can't be worth $20 million. But in my world, 20 million minimum. And this is sort of where things go full Ponzi, we don't even try to hide it. Money goes up because more money goes in, and more money's going in because money goes up.
So, X tokens being given out each day. All these sophisticated firms are like, that's interesting. If the total amount of money in the box is $100 million, then it's going to yield $16 million this year in X tokens being given out for it. That's a 16% return. That's pretty good. We'll put a little bit more in, right? And maybe that happens until there are $200 million in the box. So, sophisticated traders and or people.
And speaking of trading, if the consensus about the stock market is we're scared, then the stocks are going to go down. But if we feel good about the stock market, then it goes up. Do you not see why I think, Solomon was right. This is vanity. This is chasing after wind. People are nuts to live their lives on such nonsense. I don't get it.
On crypto Twitter or other sort of similar parties go and put $200 million in the box collectively, and they start getting these X tokens for it, right? And now all of a sudden everyone's like, wow, people just decide to put $200 million in the box. This is a pretty cool box, right? Like this is a valuable box, as demonstrated by all the money that people have apparently decided should be in the box. And who are we to say that they're wrong about that? Like, you know, this is, I mean, boxes can be great. Look,
Okay, hold on 1 minute. Did you hear what he just said? Oh my gosh, the world is truly crazier than I am. Goodness gracious. Sakes alive. Looks like we got us a convoy of stupids.
boxes as much as the next guy, right? And so what happens now? All of a sudden, people are kind of recalibrating. It's like, well, $20 million, that's it? Like that market cap for this box? And it's been like 48 hours and it already has $200 million, including from like sophisticated players in it.
Are you guys hearing?
I have to say, that's a lot like voting to increase our line of credit as a government because we don't have any money. I don't know why, but I'm finding you humans absolutely fascinating. I mean, really, if there are, well, there's angels, you know, they're separated substances, but if there really are, say, non-evil entities, well, UFOs are real for sure. My estimation is that they are fallen angels, not demons. I see a distinction between a fallen angel and a demon. I hold to the, sorry, I got distracted. I hold to the book. Enoch, in that sense. Is it scripture? No, but that doesn't mean it's not true. So that's one of those things. Anyway, now I forgot what I was going to say. You know, my daughter's dog, Mr. Doozy, he wears a bow tie. And he was just walking up, and he distracts me all the time. He's so stinking cute. But anyway, maybe I'll remember what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, just the stupidity of raising our debt ceiling because we don't have any money. These are the people we voted in, guys. I'm going to go off and start my own country in my head because this reality I find myself is firmly planted its feet in midair. Sorry, I think Dr. Geisler, one of my heroes, was the one that come up with that. Or it was Greg Koukl, but I think that's something from Geisler. Oh my goodness, I miss Dr. Geisler, but he'd be laughing right along with me. We've had a lot of good conversations about, well, presuppositionalism, you know. If you presuppose I'm right, then I'm right. Sorry. I'll control myself, as my wife tries to tell me. I'm out of control. I can control myself, but why should I? Oh, anyway.
This. He literally just described a Ponzi scheme unironically and said at the top of this interview, by the way, that this is one of the most important things in DeFi right now. Boxes that do nothing that are in the shape of pyramids. And by the way, you and I aren't the only ones who feel stunned by this. The interviewers are just sort of at a loss for words.
I think of myself as like a fairly cynical person, and that was so much more cynical than how I would have described farming. Like, you're just like, well, I'm in the Ponzi business and it's pretty good.
At no point did any of this require any sort of like economic case. It's just like other people put money in the box, and so I'm going to too, and then it's more valuable, so I'm going to put more money in. And at no point in the cycle did it seem to like describe any sort of like economic purpose.
Now, it was at this point in the interview where I thought, okay, finally some sensible people in the room. Clearly, Sam just got called out for pitching Ponzi schemes. He's now going to backtrack, right? Wrong. Instead, Sam goes, this is my world, and you guys are boomers and just don't understand.
All I gotta say, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm building my own little box on the interwebs where I'm gonna be throwing my party. And if you all wanna come along in my world, my party has, well, let's make it reasonable. Let's say $100 to come into my party, okay? I think it's reasonable. It's my party, and I'll cry and do whatever I want to with it, okay? You'd cry too if it happened to you, so leave me alone, please. I think the market cap on my party is going to be $1 billion. All right, folks? Now, let's spread the word. I'm going to draw up some tokens here, and I'm actually going to make it legitimate because you'll have my time spent in drawing pictures. I don't know how to draw, but that doesn't really matter anyway. Hunter Biden doesn't know how to draw. I think we should have a draw-off one of these days. I know I could kick his ass. 1 billion market cap. I think I'm going to do a Paul Logan kind of a thing, and I'm going to do a soft start or a virtual start, and I'm going to buy up all the crap. And then when you guys give me your money, I'm not going to walk away. I'm not going to just pull the carpet out from under you all. I'm actually going to keep it in there so it's not a pyramid. It's a top, and it spins whichever way I want to spin it. Call now.